Hi, and welcome back to another training with the Institution of Health Science in association with the Cell Quicken and the Circle 2 Care Network. In this brief tutorial, I'm just going to quickly remind you on some of the aspects as discussed in the product presentation. If you have not yet watched the product presentation, I would advise for you to watch this presentation before continuing watching any of the training tutorials. In the product presentation, you will see that we make mention of a few other various elements of use. Things like volt and energy in relation to your body. I have done a tutorial explaining the basic rundown that your body is made up out of energy. This energy can then be stored in cells, and this energy will actually influence the ability for cells and then organs or functions and processes in your body to happen as they should. As soon as you suffer from a specific energy depletion, you will allow for specific ailments, diseases, or chronic discomfort to set in, and it is of vital importance to always ensure that your body is running on optimal energy. At the same time, I've done a tutorial to illustrate to you how we know that the body is made up out of energy, and that is by a simple application of even making use of a standard home multimeter where you can actually measure and see the input and output of voltage throughout your body. Your body is also able to self-generate or even transfer energy by the use of static energy, and if you think about the fact that when you have a heart attack, a doctor can bring you back to life by electric shock to kickstart your heart again. Therefore, we know that a very vital and important part of your body's composite is actually made up out of energy. Now, another talking point is then signaling throughout the body. Now, signaling is not a very vague concept. All of us are very well aware of signaling. It's how signaling works in the body that is mostly a mystery to the normal person on the street. Signaling is very easy to explain to a client. Signaling is the information that's being received and sent from your brain throughout your body. You've got two different sets of signaling happening. You've got automated signaling happening that your conscious mind is not aware of. These are the functions that your body or your brain manages inside your body, like your beating heart, breathing, digesting of food, body temperature, sensation when touching things, the opening and the closing of your irises when being exposed to light. Those are specific signals that even though consciously you are not aware of it, your brain will pick up and respond to it. That is a type of signaling. The second type of signaling is the signaling that you are very aware of. These would be hunger pains. This would be when you stepped on something sharp and injured your foot. It would be placing your hand on something hot and the instant reaction to pull back. Those are responses or signaling that you become very much aware of. Now, your body is made up full of sensors or neurons, and these neurons are constantly sending and receiving information throughout your body. Now, we work on the same principle. We just go a little bit deeper and we actually start influencing the signaling ability of an organ or a function from an anatomical or a cellular level, which means that your pancreas needs to perform specific functions that you are not aware of consciously, but functions that are essential for you to stay alive. Now, as soon as your pancreas stops functioning the way it should, you will suffer from a certain set of symptoms. Now, these symptoms are actually just signals that your body now sends through to your conscious mind to make you aware that there is something wrong. It's like a warning sign. Now, we use that exact same information system by then sending the corrective signaling or frequency or energy back through to your pancreas to get it back to the state of health that it needs to be to perform optimally to ensure good quality health throughout your lifetime. So when thinking about signaling, it's about sending and receiving the correct information through to the correct organ, process or system to ensure overall state of health. Now, if you have a client that questions the viability or the reason or the existence for the technology, it's very easy for them to understand that something like an MRI. Now, we all know what an MRI is. We all know that the majority of our medical aids don't cover for an MRI, but an MRI's got the ability to view and to see everything within your body and potentially detect areas that need correction. Now, MRI is just the application, again, of magnets and energy to then determine specific light in your body, dark spots and light spots. Same with sonar, especially when you're expecting mother. The first little beat, heartbeat that you receive down there is not necessarily picking up that the heart is there, but the output of the specific energy will create the amplitude on your actual sonar image. The same with going for kidney stones. If you've got kidney stones, you'll understand many years ago it was a surgery. These days you go in and by electroshock or magnetic shock waves, they actually are able to influence the structure of that kidney stone and actually make it deplete, and then you are able to pass it without the need for expensive surgery. The same with when we think of an EKG or even the defibrillation of a heart to kickstart it. These are all different applications of technology and energy in a device that's then geared to do a specific function. Now that's the same with the Cell Quicken. The Cell Quicken has taken a few different elements of technology, they've compiled it and combined it into one specific product. The means of measurement in our product is reading and receiving of frequency. The same like you would say that the means of method of measuring body temperature would be in Fahrenheit or degrees by a thermostat. The same with the sending and receiving of frequencies to determine organ functionality. Same with blood pressure. Blood pressure is just another means of measuring a specific function or system within your body by making use of a blood pressure machine and then receive a reading. So understanding that we've got different applications that measure different energy levels or functionality within the body is not a very foreign concept. It is just allowing your client to understand that the Cell Quicken is merely just an upgraded 21st century version that has taken all of these elements and combined it into one easy application for them to be able to use at home, at work, at play, even at school. Now at the same time you're going to ask, or a client might ask, why have I never heard of this before? Well, it's actually quite easy. Everyone's heard of this at one stage or another. But because it goes against the grain of what you've been raised to understand or what you understand is medical care, you might have not taken notice of it, or you did not understand the technology. The importance of the technology is the fact that it's been in existence for many years, and there's references of the principle of this healing being done over various cultures and various continents. The only difference is that over the last 100 or 120 years, we've had a major revelation within the electrical field, the technological field, and engineering that's allowed us to now take these concepts and actually input them into an electronic device that's now able to make use of this without the need to go for very expensive other procedures or making use of various different elements to get the same result. So if you have any questions in relating to any of the topics as discussed in this tutorial, please feel free to connect with us via the support line on the Circle to Care network. Alternatively, please continue watching the tutorials.